My name is Greg Houston. This is my wife, Carrie, family members of Jane Kulich. The definition of an angel is a person of exemplary conduct or virtue. They are tasked to keep thee in all ways. Jane Kulich had many roles and relationships in her life, all of them purposeful and endearing. The impact in her many lifelong friendships were far-reaching and will forever be felt. Jane had spent 52 years on this earth before she was ripped away from us by you on my daughter's birthday, which should have been a happy day. She was simply enjoying and celebrating the start of the season she loved best by handing out candy with her co-workers during the Christmas parade. That morning she went to church. She called her niece to wish her a happy birthday, planning to call her later in the day, and spend time talking and relaxing with her family before getting ready to go for a pre-parade lunch and Packer game with the last people who would see her alive. Jane considered those close to her as family. She had several families and roles within them. Some of them were daughter, sister, mother, wife, grandmother, aunt, and best friend. If you had gotten to know Jane, you would have known how seriously she took those roles and relationships. Her people were everything, and her biggest blessings and motivators were her children, Taylor, Jacob, and Alicia, husband John, her grandchildren, Robert, Darius, and Kylie. She was happiest when surrounded by all of them, planning trips, hearing about daily growing glows, having game night, and even just falling asleep while enjoying a movie together. The Benz Houston family was honored and blessed to spend 42 of those 52 years with Jane as our family. There are too many memories to list that include her. Memories that were both big and little life events. We would often hear stories of how her and her coworkers joked about her clumsiness, would be dressing up for the holidays, looked forward to and celebrate each other's milestones, or just plan to hang out. She was there for everything and for everyone. If she could not be there in person, she made up for it through weekly phone calls that would have you laughing yourself silly and creating a plan much like the one we had made the night before to go shopping, make cookies, just a fun holiday celebration. She was always willing and happy to help out, positive, never judgmental, spreading grace and patience to all she encountered. She loved, honored, and held dear her people and their places in her life.
Our places in her life were forced to change instantly on November 21st, 2021. Our places in her life became now the people that were responsible for helping to keep her family together and keep them strong. Help her children and her grandchildren make it through everything. You changed our place in her life. You made it forefront, and you made us helpless because we don't feel that we could do those things the way she could have. We feel inadequate and broken because of you. The evening of November 21st, 2021, everything changed. That evening, Alicia sent me a message saying, "Auntie, Mom's been hit and we don't know where she is or where they took her. We immediately drove out there to find her and helped make several phone calls to area hospitals to find her. After several hours of not having any answers, we finally decided to go sit in the lot of Waukesha Memorial, where her children and husband were trying to find out information and were under a lockdown. We couldn't even go hug them. After hours of not receiving confirmation, Taylor finally sent the hardest message I have ever had to read. She's dead. She's dead. My daughter collapsed to the ground, and I turned to my husband and begged and cried for him to bring her back. I wanted her back. To tell you I know how we all moved and survived after that would be a lie. In the hours, days, and now a year following that night, we have all talked in the quiet hours when heartache, loneliness, nightmares, and anger set in about how much we miss her. For validation of our feelings and questioning of those same feelings, things we shouldn't have had to question. The question asked most by us is if Jane would have granted you grace. I know my answer. I know that she was the type of person that would have, never saying anything bad about anyone. But for us, it's just not that simple, sir. This is what we do know, though, as Jane's collective whole. We will and never could ever forget her. We mourn the fact that she missed her twins' senior year in graduation. We mourn the loss of her presence every day, and especially at family functions. We miss the long weekly phone calls on Wednesdays and Fridays, reminiscing about old times. People we miss in just our daily lives. We miss her hugs, the smell of her hair, her trying to hold in a laugh when we would make faces at an inappropriate time. And as we say, we miss the 47 faces of Jane, much of which could be seen in the pictures taken just hours before her death. We are angry she will never be the mother of the bride or have the mother-son dance at her children's weddings. We are angry she will never get to make stronger bonds with the newest members of our family or hold the grandchildren and family yet to be born to her children or even ours. We are saddened that you feel you are suffering because your life has changed. For us, it changed the night you ripped her away from us and drove by with her body on top and slowed down and ran her over. You say you have a clear conscience. How can you suffer if you have a clear conscience? At least you will always still be able to make the phone calls, write the letters, and visit with your people. We simply cannot, sir. Above all else, we are angry that Jane became known by people more because of the day she died and the way she died than because of who she was. Taking all of that into consideration, we ask that you please hand down the maximum sentence for each conviction that you possibly could. The definition of an angel is a person of exemplary conduct and virtue. They are tasked with keeping their people safe, keeping them cherished, and keeping them loved. Those are all the things she did. So by that definition alone, Jane was an angel on earth. Thank you.
Thank you.